People often think silence is peaceful. I used to think that too. I believed silence meant rest, safety, control. I didn't know silence could be cruel. I didn't know it could watch you fall and do nothing. My name is Elena Moore, and this is the night no one heard me. I had always been responsible. Not reckless, not dramatic. I paid bills on time, I avoided trouble, I trusted logic more than luck. At 32, I lived alone in a quiet apartment building, safe streets, security cameras, polite neighbors. That night, the rain had been falling steadily. The city softened under the gray sky. Traffic slowed, voices faded. Even the air felt heavier, almost comforting. I returned home later than usual. My head ached. Work had drained me. I unlocked my door, stepped inside, and felt relief, comfort, safety. I didn't turn on the lights immediately. I kicked off my shoes, hung my coat, and let the quiet settle around me. Silence felt kind. I reheated leftovers, scrolled through my phone, ignored messages I didn't have the energy to answer. I remember thinking how nice it was that no one needed me at that moment. I wish I had known what would come next. The first sign that something was wrong was small. A sound, not loud, not alarming, just wrong. It came from the hallway outside my apartment, a soft metallic click, footsteps that paused too close to my door. I froze. We all do that, don't we? That moment when logic argues with instinct. It's nothing, I told myself. You're tired, don't overreact. I stayed still, listening. The footsteps moved away. I laughed quietly at myself, shook my head, went back to the couch. I should have trusted that fear. I should have called someone. 10 minutes later, my doorbell rang. Once, slow, deliberate. I stood up but didn't approach the door. No one ever rang that late. I checked my phone. No messages, no calls. The bell rang again. A calm male voice spoke through the door. Building maintenance. My heart didn't believe him. I didn't request maintenance, I said. He paused and said, "There's a leak reported from your unit." I should have called the police. I should have called security, but I wanted to believe him. I unlocked the door halfway. That mistake almost cost me my life. I didn't see his face clearly, just a shadow, a jacket, polite words. Danger doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. He stepped inside. His hand covered my mouth, firm, practiced. I fought, kicked, scratched. Pain exploded through my ribs. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I remember the smell of rain on his clothes, the weight of his body, and the sudden realization I was completely alone. He shoved me toward the bedroom. I bit him. He swore under his breath, punched me in the ribs, precise, controlled. Pain, fear, silence. And then he ran. The door slammed, and I was alone again. I tried to move. Pain answered, my breathing shallow, vision blurred. I crawled toward my phone, tried to call. Fingers refused to cooperate. Dropped it, screamed, or tried to. Walls absorbed everything. No one came. This is the part people don't understand. The waiting, the bargaining, the way your mind begins to accept maybe this is how it ends, quietly, alone. Hours later, help arrived, not because they heard me, because a neighbor noticed water leaking from my door. I survived, but survival isn't being saved. The police arrived, took notes, procedures followed. but understanding, that was mine alone. I learned fear is not weakness. Silence is not always peace. Independence without preparation can become your worst enemy. Months passed. I moved, changed apartments, became vigilant, attentive, prepared. Every creak, every knock, every shadow reminded me of what I had lost and what I could not take for granted again. Some screams are never heard until it's too late. Listen to your instincts, respect silence, and remember, freedom without awareness can be dangerous. This was Elena's story. It could have been anyone's. It could happen again. Subscribe to Silent Screams because some screams are never heard until it's too late.